One thing that struck me about what you said is that the subject area in which you practiced project-based learning was in math, and that really speaks to me because I think of all the different disciplines, math is one that particularly benefits from an incorporation of project-based learning because what do math students always complain about when you get them in the classroom in math? When are we ever going to use this in real life? And project-based learning is inherently an answer to that question because you do get opportunities to use the math that you're learning. But I know it can also be sort of challenging to create PBL lessons in math, but it's so necessary because a lot of students struggle with that subject. Can you talk about your experience incorporating PBL into math education?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I quickly understood why why it's not done in math a lot because our background, we have usually learned math in segments and not in a holistic way. So
Hmm.
PBL forces the subject area to be holistic, not in a compartment. I mean, you could even think about it in life, how much, if you just have a house project, how many different math concepts you're using from, purchasing the materials, budgeting out, painting, measuring. Like, you're mixing geometry and numeracy and even algebra, even though you don't know you're solving for X. But you're mixing algebra in there too. And so math people don't really like think of it that way. They just think of it as, okay, let me do one step equation, then let me do two-step equation, then let me do, they don't see the interchangeability of the concepts together. So that's one reason why people like don't get into it. But that's also how you approach doing it, which is another reason why I stepped out to do it because it is a different way of thinking. And I want to take that lift off of teachers and create units that already integrated the math for you. So you have to look at your chapters differently. You have to look at it as how do they go together rather than how they be discrete. And then look and see when it takes about 3 weeks of this concept to sort of like jive together. And there's your project content. And then the rub is okay, well, where can this project live in life? And again, that's the other hurdle that sometimes happen with teachers and why I'm glad I tried to take that off. And that's where the project takes on its magic. Once you have that content mixed with what it is that happens in an authentic way, then now it's like boom, boom, boom on the planning. You immediately think of what students got to create. That thing that they create becomes like the mold that drives the learning. And it's like the vehicle that they keep coming back to and they keep going into pieces until they reach to that final look of it, which is high quality and enhanced. That's the other piece that is so amazing what kids could create in a high quality way. Not the again, don't think of the posters that be on side of outside of the classroom. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking we're
Oh
not talking
my
about that.
god.
We're talking about high quality, professional, like used in the real world type of product and creation. And then they get to share that with an authentic audience. Again, it's just so mind-boggling. It's again, 17, I do know the number how years I've been in education, even though I don't like saying that number. 17 years I've been doing this, and it just gets better and better.